Welcome to Resource PNG. Over the past 12 months, Oil Search has realized record production, underpinning its position as a powerhouse for the oil and gas industry within the Asia-Pacific region. For Peter Botten, Oil Search's managing director, these results have been achieved due to the company's adherence to high standards. At the recent PNG Mining and Petroleum Investment Conference, Resource PNG spoke with Mr. Botten to explain these developments and also provide an insight into what can be expected in the months ahead.
Hello and welcome to Resource PNG. In this edition, we have the Managing Director for Oil Search, Mr. Peter Botten. Thank you for your time here on Resource PNG.
Good to be here.
Now, Mr. Botten, the last 12 months have been a busy year for Oil Search with record production resulting in record income. What is the driving force behind these impressive results?
Well, first of all, very strong production, both from PNG LNG, we're a major participant, 29% equity owner, but also from our oil fields. Our oil fields have performed outstandingly well this year. And as you say, low oil and gas prices means that you look for efficiencies, you look to remove some costs, but also to produce more product. And we've been very successful in improving our efficiency and keeping our costs down.
Mr. Botten, Oil Search made a play for InterOil this year. The deal fell through with a more generous offer from ExxonMobil. Has this been a setback for the company?
No, we don't think so at all. Our primary objective for acquiring InterOil was to see a cooperative agenda on development between the next phase, the next project, El Cantaloupe, and PNG LNG to ensure that we had the most cost-effective and most rapid development we could for at least 2 more LNG trains. Now, part of that game would be to introduce Exxon into the El Cantaloupe resource. We would have done that if we'd completed our deal. Certainly that was our intent. With Exxon picking up InterOil directly, I suppose you've cut out the middle person, which was Oil Search. And the intent unambiguously, and a whole theme through this conference is cooperation and collaboration to get the best value possible. We think having Exxon as a participant in El Cantaloupe allows that collaborative agenda to be pursued, and that's only good for us and very good for Papua New Guinea.
Now, Oil Search Foundation has gone through a new look this year with new targets. How important is the Oil Search Foundation?
Look, I think the Oil Search Foundation is a critical part of our strategy in Papua New Guinea. We have all our assets in country, and we see very, very strong future growth in Papua New Guinea. We continue to be PNG's largest investor, and we see a lot of upside. But we also recognise that we have to bring the communities along. We have to work with government, work with our communities in a real partnership to help deliver services, to deliver community expectations from these major developments that we're involved in. The foundation is part of that strategy. Power is part of it, but the foundation helps us to work with government to deliver health outcomes, primarily things like the Provincial Health Authority in Hela, Tari Hospital support, violence against women issues, the support of the Family Centre in Tari. All of those things are key parts of our business, and the foundation helps us deliver that through the most efficient way possible.
Now, the tax credit scheme, Oil Search has agreed to develop the new APEC venue. Do you see your role in contributing to the construction more in the future?
Well, look, we've done a number of major infrastructure projects through tax credits, and we'll continue to do that. Apart from roads and schools and things like hospital infrastructure, we've also done Samanasupe House, refurbished that on behalf of the government. We've obviously refurbished Lloyd Robson Oval to where it's now the National Football Stadium. APEC House is part of that. Having recently been to APEC, APEC represents a huge opportunity on the world stage to present the country, present the resources sector, present our culture in Papua New Guinea, and APEC House will be a key part of that. In the future, we'll continue to work with government on their priorities as to where they would like infrastructure to be built. And we see again, that's part of our overall strategy to work with government to deliver on key country priorities.
Now, last question on reflection of the last 2 years and moving forward, your role at the mining conference, is there anything we should be looking forward to?
Well, look, this is my 12th mining conference. I've been working in PNG now for 24 years, so I've seen a bit of history. As I said in the conference this morning, I believe the future for PNG has never been brighter. I've never seen so much opportunity in terms of further development, especially for gas, but also exploration, both in the highlands, on the Gulf onshore, Gulf offshore, and now the deep water. So I think there's a huge future for the country. I do believe we're at a pivotal moment though. I think we need to work with government and our communities, as I say, to endeavour to meet their expectations and work on the expectations that all of Papua New Guinea have in terms of growth in bringing schooling, health and overall infrastructure into their life. If we get that wrong, all of that potential will be eroded by instability, by challenges to the operating environment, and sooner or later that'll impact investor confidence and then financing. So we think huge future, really great future in the next 2 years. I think you'd like to see further expansion of PNG LNG, development of Papua LNG, and a number of small projects in power, in-country developments of various sorts. We think a great platform to build. Let's get through the election and make sure that investment happens.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peter Botten, for your time here on Resource PNG.
Thank you.
You're watching Resource PNG. After the break, an update on operations of Ok Tedi. Welcome back. Since being forced to halt operations towards the end of 2015 due to the adverse effects of a drought, Ok Tedi resumed operations in 2016. The unforeseen break in production provided an opportunity for the company to carry out much-needed maintenance, which will go a long way in improving productivity going forward. Resource PNG spoke with OTML Managing Director Peter Graham. Now we have the pleasure of having the Managing Director of Ok Tedi, Mr. Peter Graham, join us again on Resource PNG. Mr. Graham, thank you so much for accepting our invitation. Now 2016 has been somewhat a quiet year for mining in Papua New Guinea. How has your company responded to the current world market?
It's been a challenging year for Ok Tedi, with 7 months down from August of last year, restarted in March. As you say, the market conditions have been very tough. Copper price more like $2.15 a pound or thereabouts. So for us, the challenge has been to lower our costs in the operation, make sure we're competitive in a low price environment.
Has this provided an opportunity for OTML to utilise a new technology?
Not so much technology, it's really a matter of us doing the basics better. I mean, mining is a lot about efficiency, reliability, productivity, and that's where our focus is. So.
All right. Now, 10 months into full production, can you provide us with an update on the numbers from OTML up to December 2016?
Profit-wise?
Profit-wise and production-wise?
Well, production-wise, we should produce around 80,000 tonnes of copper and about 240,000 ounces of gold, which is very close to our stewardship numbers for the year, despite a difficult start. Profit-wise, we should be around the $100 million US profit for the year, and we would expect to pay a dividend this year to the government, the first time since 2014. So.
In your presentation to the mining conference, you spoke a bit about the mine life extension. Are you able to share that with our viewers as well?
We went back to basics, and the last time the mine life extension studies were done was 2012-13. It was time to re-look at those strategies, and we've completely refreshed the strategies. Now a different mining strategy, looking at a cut-off grade for the mine. And the current mine plans are very encouraging. We see the base case, which would take us through for the next 8+ years, about a 40% uplift in net present value on that case. And the case we're targeting, we expect to about double the present value. So plenty of opportunity at Ok Tedi, and that's working basically within the special mining lease alone, there's more opportunity outside that. So,
Star Mountain joint venture, are you playing a part in that as well?
yes, yes.
What are your expectations for this particular project?
Star Mountains, we're not a party to the Star Mountains work, but they do use some of our resources to access the site. We have our own exploration licenses between Star Mountains and Ok Tedi, and we've been exploring there. There are some exciting prospects there, but a lot more drilling is needed before we can really define just what is there and how economic it will be to bring that online. Right. Our focus near term is very much on the either within the special mining lease or immediately adjacent to the special mining lease.
Now, prior to joining OTML, you were spearheading the development of PNG LNG project. How have you seen the differences in the challenges between the LNG market and mining?
It's a lot different. I had experience in mining before I came into the LNG, oil and gas side of the business, but the LNG business is a very high technology business. Mining is much more about efficiency and reliability and productivity. And it's taken a little while to adjust to that change, but it's certainly, they're the three areas that we're focused on in Ok Tedi today, and I think I can bring something to the operation in that regard.
Now, Mr. Graham, you were recently appointed chairman of Kumul Minerals. How have you found this new challenge?
It's going to be quite difficult, I think, initially. Some of the investments that have been made in recent past by what was Petroleum, PNG Holdings Limited, have not panned out the way I'm sure they would have liked them to. So our starting point is to sort of work our way through those issues and try and get ourselves in a position where we have the ability to participate in some of the new big projects coming forward, like WAFI and potentially Frida as well. So that's our focus today. Small staff, leveraging the experience in Ok Tedi, because there's a wealth of experience in Ok Tedi mine, and using that to prepare for hopefully participation in some of the exciting new projects that are coming forward.
All right. In your capacity as chairman of Kumul Minerals as well, what has been your view on the state's participation in Solwara 1? Is it still a go-ahead?
Solwara 1 has been delayed, as I understand it. I'm new in the job of chairman, but I think that particular project is certainly a challenging project. It's sort of Mark 1 of that technology, and it's a small block that's being mined. So the economics are challenged in the base case. I understand there's been a delay in the schedule of Nautilus financing the project. That adds to an interest bill, and it just makes more difficult participation in the project for the longer term. So it's certainly an area that we'll be looking at very carefully to understand just how that might play out and what options we have.
Now, we're in an environment where there are low metal prices, but do you see a bright future for mining in PNG?
I'm sure there's a bright future for mining. I mean, Papua New Guinea is blessed with some very attractive resource, arguably some of the best prospects in the world. So I think it's a matter of the economic incentives to develop those projects continuing to be there. That Prime Minister this morning gave lots of encouragement that nothing radical will change in the legislative or regulatory environment that would have an adverse impact on investment in PNG. So PNG's got a great future, I think, in mining. So,
on that note, Mr. Graham, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
Up next, a look at a service provider within the extractive resource sector. Welcome back to Resource PNG. From humble beginnings, PNG Mining and Petroleum Hospitality Services has steadily grown its operations over the past few years, so much so that the company is now looking to further expand within the competitive mining and petroleum sector in the country. Resource PNG caught up with the company representative at the recent PNG Mining and Petroleum Investment Conference.
My name is Iriman Faibu. I work for PNG Mining and Petroleum Hospitality Services. Our company is a nationally owned Papua New Guinean. It's 100% owned by Papua New Guinean. Our core business is catering and camp services and accommodation, and we basically focus in this area, but we have other support services that we do. Within the background, you have see can do facility management, housekeeping services, and many more we have in our background. We operate our campsites, which starts from Lowly up in the heights, Kutubu projects, Gobi and Kopi. We run those projects. We took over from US Catering when US exit from PNG operations last year, 2015, 1st October. So PNG Mining, Petroleum will come into existence when you have these the landowners from Heights, Kutubu and Gobi and Kopi. They came together and met and formed up this company. So it is 100% PNG owned. And the company itself is actually going further because we have a good management team in there. We're driving the company forward, and we're driving. Yes, since we started in last year, 2016, 1st October, and this is a year-and-old company, and we've never gone outstream like this. It's a first of its kind. We come out here to exhibit the company, to be involved in the mining sectors, to see how PNG is operating so that we can fit well, to see how the company will position itself to strategically move to see some good opportunities out in the industry actually. Yeah. This company is a landowner company, and it's basically based in the petroleum and mining and petroleum industry sector where it comes from, and to see ourselves where we are placed so that to come out like this from where we come from, being a local company as well, to see how the country is going, how the nation is going as well, and within the resource sector, so that we can strategically push us to move forward. So we're here being a caterer from the local company is to showcase how we have the management system in place and what kind of policies, what kind of products and services that we do provide, so that we can see more opportunities out there, being a locally 100% owned by Papua New Guinea. PNG Mining Petrol Hospital Services will provide basically excellent qualified or high-profile catering services in the catering industry, I would say. We have a good management system. This management system that we have in place has been in Papua New Guinea for quite a long, and they've served within this industry for long. And having those experienced managers within the team to run this company forward, we believe and we're sure for 100% PNG Mining Petrol Hospitals can provide that quality camp services, accommodation service, and also catering service to the mining sector within the mining and petroleum industry. So we've been in that industry for quite a long. Like I said, we were there since Oil Search come into existence. We've been there and we've played a lot within this industry. To come out like this, we believe we're firm enough to stand to provide those services if we are required to do so. From business point of view, actually, we've performed well, 100%. We've done really well. Like I said, we had landowners from Heights, we had landowners from Kutubu, we had landowners from Gobi, we had landowners from Kopi, and we had those landowners together. They have the capacity in terms of finance to support and move the company forward. We didn't have any problems here. So as soon as when US exit from PNG move forward, we moved in. So we didn't have any debt. We had nothing. We have everything in place to move the company, and that's where we are now. So we're fortunate to be here in this mining conference because, like I said, we don't have any debts or any outstandings, nothing. But we have the good financial capacity to move the company forward. That's where we are here now. Yeah, absolutely, we're doing fine. Yes, absolutely. We have an outstanding moment within the company operations. We had this company achieved 1 million meals served without no injury, no accidents, no nothing. We achieved 100 meals being served within our operations in the 1 year. Okay, and it's been a pleasure for everyone within the company as well. The board and the management and the work of itself, we've achieved this 1 million meals served in our operation. Unlike, I would say, other industries where you will achieve incidents, you will achieve drawbacks, but we managed to move forward with this achievement we have achieved so far. So I think we are so very impressive to our clients, which is Oil Search and ExxonMobil, the way how we provide those services. PNG Mining and Petroleum Space Service is a nationally 100% owned, and we are proud to be who we are. And we have proven to Oil Search and ExxonMobil who we are and what capabilities do we have. We are actively participating in this industry at the moment. Being in this conference here is to see like potentials out there to showcase and to be participating within this industry. So we are confident, we're qualified, we've got everything in place to move forward to participate in this industry. Yeah. So within the resource sector, I believe PNG Hospital Service is the next service provider you will be looking forward to. Our office is based in POM, Trumbo House, Gordons, 10th floor. You can have a chat, go around and ask them, but actually we are site-based and we're doing extremely well within the site reporting to the head office in POM, and we are always available if there is potential clients, projects out there they want to engage our services. We are more than willing to be part of the group there to move forward. And after all, we are a national company, is to develop the company and move forward and see where we are as a nation. I would like to say, being from Kutubu, from the Lenona, I am so happy to see a Lenona company like this to come up this far to produce that kind of best. And we have come this far so much to provide everything, and I would like to say thank you very much for your time, and I'd like to say thank you very much to the conference who's organizing this conference to invite us here to be part and parcel of the team to actually exhibit ourselves, and to have you here as well to have a bit of the interviews to see how we are doing and stuff. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Resource PNG. If you have any questions or comments on anything on our show, please email us on the address now showing on your screen. For industry updates, you can check out our Facebook page as well as follow us on Twitter. To view this episode online, log on to the EMTV website where you will find a link to the Resource PNG page. From the Resource PNG team, enjoy your viewing. We'll see you again same time next week. Until then, it's bye for now.